97.9 The Box. It's the Mad Hatter Morning Show in the studio with Quantrelle Coakley. Did I say that right?
You said Quantrelle, but it's Quantrelle.
Quantrelle. I'm sorry,
yeah,
See,
good.
here's the
Good
funny
though.
thing. I don't really know how to say his name. I just follow him on Instagram. That's how I got. This is my introduction. I know I can say Trail, but this is the true story. This is my introduction to him. I just happened to be busy on the gram, nosing other people's business, and I saw this kid spit this nice verse. I'm like, ooh, this kid nice. I don't know where he from. I don't know nothing about him. I don't have no information. I just know he's spitting and he's mad dope. So I don't know who I was following at the time because you were on somebody totally different page that I don't know how I got there. So then I saw your name on there. So then I went to follow you on your page because I'm like, okay, let me just see if he really spits this dope. Let me see if this is consistent dopeness or he got lucky for this 1 minute. So then I went to your page and I started listening. I'm like, yo, this dude is really dope. I know nothing about this dude. And then it was ironic because then you hit me. Because I think I might have started following you. Is that what happened? I started following you?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know you probably like, well, who the hell is this dude following me? I don't know who he is either, but okay, this dude's a radio DJ. Okay.
You know, it's funny, I actually knew you were, though.
Oh, really?
Because my manager's actually from Houston.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So
I didn't know that. Which one is your manager? Because you got like three cool cats. You got three cool cats.
The guy Richie in the gray hoodie.
Cool. So how'd y'all even get in this kind? That's almost a question right there. How'd you even figure out that it was me that I even followed you and then connect back? Because you got a lot of followers. So.
Yeah. So he has access to my Instagram. So when he see you, he said, "Bro, man, Hatta's following you. Man, Hatta's following you." You know what I'm saying? So I know it was surreal for him, you know what I mean? Because he grew up on you. He said you did music, and you know, and you say you did mixtapes too back in the day.
Well, I did the rap thing. Nowhere near where you at all. Really, I'm on novice level. Yeah. But no, for real, man, you was really spitting some lyrics. So here's the thing. Here's like an introduction for the person like me that didn't know anything about you. Tell them who you are, where you from, what's the story? Because all I know is you can spit. And here's the thing. I'll just say this one last thing. When you were spitting, you weren't cursing. Yeah. So I didn't know, is he inspirational? Is he gospel? is he just some dude that just be spitting, but he just happened to spit it clean? And then, you know, I looked at the album cover, and at first I'm like, okay, maybe he does do the dirty stuff. And then I looked real hard at the parental advisory. Oh,
you caught that. Yeah. You caught that.
Because at first I'm like, oh, okay, he does. Oh, no, he don't do that. So educate me and everybody else on the story.
Oh, man.
And start with the name so we can make sure we're getting it right.
It's a long story, man, but my name is Quantrelle. Quantrelle. I was born in Whiteville, North Carolina, actually. You probably never heard of it.
Well, I'm from North Carolina, so far, so good, this story. So far, so good. I like it.
But I grew up in a small town, man. 5,000 people, real small. So when I was 9 years old, that's when my mom moved to Charlotte. You know, you heard of Charlotte.
Yeah, you know I know.
Right?
Yeah, you know.
Because
I'm from Fayetteville.
Are you from Fayetteville?
Yeah, I just said that. Yeah, I'm from Fayettille.
Word.
Yeah.
So you heard of Whiteville then?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's why I said this is starting off good.
You know how rare it is that I meet somebody that
from North Carolina? For real?
Nah,
come on.
Well, actually have heard of Whiteville.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? You know
because you know that's like in the.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called. But yeah. So you'll hear it on the news.
Wow,
they give
that's
you the weather.
crazy.
Like, yeah.
That's crazy, man. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, I was born in Whiteville. Then we moved to Charlotte.
Okay.
But man, I've been in tune with music, man, since I was like 8. You know, I started singing in the choir. It started with that.
Okay.
You know, it went from there, man, to just writing little raps. You know what I mean? I used to be babysat by these 2 girls. And I remember, man, when Romeo and Bow Wow came out. And they were just like the hottest thing at the time. You know what I'm saying? People forget, but they were like the hottest thing as a kid. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at these guys, man, they young, man. I'm like, yo, man, they got the girls, they got the cars, you know what I mean? I can do this. So for that's when it started, you know, and that coincided with me singing in the choir. I was like, man, I can do this music thing. So from then, you know, my pops, they bought me drums. You know, I was so in tune with music. So my mom moved us to Charlotte, man, really for better opportunities. But I always wrote raps, man. But my goal was to like be in the NBA. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean. But then you grow up and realize, man, I ain't that tall, so I ain't gonna, you know what I mean? So
I'm not saying that. He said that. I just want to make sure I didn't say that.
You heard the laugh, right?
No.
You heard the laugh, like
he said that. I didn't say that, man. You can do anything you want in life. Let me just say that.
You know what I mean? But I've always wrote raps, man. And then, it was such a long road, man. But I eventually, when I realized I wasn't going to the NBA, probably about, about my junior year, it led me more toward the music. So I remember I put out my first mixtape in high school. And really not at the time. I didn't realize what I was doing. I made this music and I really was being like super vulnerable. I was talking about like, just being a hopeless romantic. I'm talking about just like, love stories and you know what I'm saying? Just, what I'm going through, and, not realizing what I was doing at the time, but I remember just going to Walmart and burning CDs and just passing it out around school.
Was it resonating with people though? What you
It was
doing?
resonating.
Okay, so
which was so crazy, but that's a form of promotion,
right?
That but I wasn't thinking about it as promotion. I'm just thinking like, man, I just want people to hear the music. I want people to connect. That was always my goal. I just want people to hear it and be able to relate, because what made me fall in love with music was being able to listen to the words and just like, yo, man, I feel this. Like I can relate to this. I can connect to this. That's what made me fall in love with music. So genuinely, that's what I was doing, man. And then, I created a little buzz for myself. You know what I mean? So I created a buzz for myself in my side of town in Charlotte.
Okay.
So then went from there. Then I put out my second project. And then that's when I started. People started reaching out. Wanting to invest and sign me. I'm like 17 at the time. So at the time, it's such a long story, man. I hope you still with me.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
It was a long road.
Hold
for
on,
me,
y'all. Just take the ride.
Yeah,
it's a journey.
Just take the ride.
It's a journey.
Yeah, man. So at the time I'm with this crew. Open Minds. You know what I mean? That was the name of our crew. It was just me and some homeboys. So at the time, I meet this guy and he was like, "Yo, man, I really want to invest in you guys. I want to sign you guys. So we worked with him, and while I was going to the studio, I was bringing my homies with me. So you saw how we worked together. He said, "Yo, man, we can start this whole group. You know what I mean? We can start this big movement in Charlotte." I wasn't really with it, but I seen how excited my homies was.
So
I was like, you know what, man? I'll take the L. You know what I mean? I'll not necessarily take the L, but I see how excited they are. I want them to be a part of it. So from then, from when I was like 18 to about, I would say 17 to about 2022, I was in this group called Open Minds. And we were really ubiquitous around the city, man, around the city of Charlotte. But man, being in a group is tough, man. It's tough, man, because you deal with
different
personalities.
Some lazy, some work hard.
Oh, man, bro. Oh, man. You already know.
Some got the wrong reason for being in the group.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes when the vision isn't the same and everybody's just going different directions, it's hard to
I get it.
ascend. You know what I mean? So that fell through, but while the group was breaking up, I had went through a tough situation because it was like I lost one of my close friends at the time. He passed, and at the same time I had found out that like, yo, my girlfriend at the time was cheating on me. So it was like, it put me in a real, he laughing, man. Like, he laughing at me. I'm over here being vulnerable.
I'm sorry.
He laughing at me.
I'm not laughing, but I know it's for some good lyrics, man.
Yeah.
You listen to the music, it helped. Yeah. We all grow through the music.
Oh, man. So going through all that, man, I backed away from the music, and I said, man, if it's for me, it's for me, So I remember I made this record. I started making beats, and I had sampled Love Come Down.
Doom to doom.
Yeah.
My love.
Yeah.
Come down. Y'all know I'm old school. Little Evelyn Champagne. Yeah, I'm with it.
So this would let me back to music. So I sampled, I started making beats and I sampled Love Come Down. That was the first beat I made. Oh man, I'm confident. Made a record over it, right? And I made it out in San Francisco, just working with a producer out there. And then I remember, DJ Luke Nasty.
Yeah.
DJ Luke Nasty's popping at the time. Like he
North
was,
Carolina strong.
At the top of his game. He got On the Way Out. He got Might Be. You know what I'm saying? He's just killing right now. And I remember he linked with one of my producers in San Francisco, and he heard the record. He said, "Yo, who is that?" He said, "Yo, it's my homie in Charlotte." He was like, "Yo, tell him I gotta get on that." He didn't charge me for the verse. It was just all love. And at the time, I'm not even thinking about music at all. And when he got on the verse, man, that's when I realized, man, yo, I need to get back into this, and this, I need to tell my story. And this time, I'm gonna do it my way, because in the group, man, I felt like, I'm at that age. I'm 18. I'm still trying to figure myself out. So at the time, I'm doing things that, like, I feel like people want to hear. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And just trying too hard. You know what I mean? The talent's there, but it's just like
you ain't really doing you.
I
You
wasn't
doing
really
what
doing
you think they want to hear.
Exactly. And I said I made the conscious decision to say, you know what, man, I'm gonna do what's in my heart. And then that's how I started, man. I came out with this record called Candid, and I basically just talked about just everything I went through with my ex, and you know, it just from there it went crazy, man. So it kind of just snowballed into this like.
So how did you get all the way
uh,
to California? Because I'll be honest with you, there was a part of me thinking that you probably were a California kid.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why I thought that. But that's the first thing that I was taken away from your clips that I was seeing on Instagram.
So I work with some producers out there. I have a director, man, is amazing, man. His name's Sinjin, who I connect really well with. He's out there, and like I work with some producers out there in the Bay.
Okay.
So I made it a conscious thing, man. You know, at the time I wasn't working, but you know, I took the money I had and I said, yo, I'm gonna come up there.
Oh, so you uprooted and went to the website.
Uprooted and went to the West Coast, man, and just grinded it out, man. And that's
so everything that you've been doing that I've seen and heard is all out there while you're on the West Coast.
Most of it. I would say about 80% of it was out there in the West Coast.
So how do you describe yourself? Because I don't, and I hate when somebody, I know you hate to be described.
Yeah.
And no one wants to be put in this box. So excuse me if it seems like I'm trying to put you in a box. But like I said, at first I was just looking at the way you were spitting. Then secondly, what came to me like, oh, he's spitting clean. And then thirdly, I heard you, you know, there was key things that I heard you mention. One, you was mentioning being vegan or vegetarian. And then it came across like maybe there was some parts of God in there. I don't know, because now that I listen to your story, maybe because that's just a part of who you are.
Yeah.
But is it on purpose that you're trying to be this clean rapper or gospel artist? And here's the opportunity for you to like, no, I'm not that. I'm just a dude. And this is just the way I spit and tell my story.
Facts. And I think you already got the right idea, because that's exactly what it is, man. My foundation. And like even when like I listen to my old music, I was listening to it the other day. I've always just talked about, you know, my spiritual side, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's the foundation of who I am. You know what I mean? I grew up in it. My mom started going to church when she was pregnant with me. So I feel like when I was in the group, I was like kind of afraid of embracing that. Like I was afraid of embracing, like, you know, my mom didn't listen to, you know, Michael Jackson, and, you know, I wish she did. I found that on my own, you know what I'm saying? But she was listening to Kurt Franklin and Fred Hammond, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's like the foundation of who I am. But I wouldn't put myself in the box of being a gospel artist, man. I just, you know, I have a relationship with God. So I talk about it because I feel like it's a thing we need to hear, man. You know what I'm saying? And I don't do it in a way to be like, yo, you need to do this, you need to do that. You know what I mean?
I don't, and that's why I was asking, because not that I was even confused. Like I said, what brought me to you is your ability to rhyme.
Yeah.
And then now, you know, with anybody, whenever you like an artist, you're trying to figure out who they are, what they are, where they're from, and all these other things.
Right.
And so you pick up on these things. So I was just trying to figure out, oh, maybe he's this kind of artist, that kind of artist. Then I'm like one of those kind of guys, like, no, let me not limit the brother and try to put him in this box. Maybe he just wants to spit this way and show you can be lyrical and don't have to say it the way these other cats say it. I don't have to be profane and still be able to spit bars and still get respected as a person that can spit bars, but I just do it clean, but I'm clever with what I'm doing.
You know what it is, man? So when I was in the group, right, I told you I was finding myself, and we had this song, man, that we pushed, and it was called Water. And the song was, I love a girl who smell like water. You know what I'm saying? And the song was hard, though. Don't get me wrong. But like, you know, my manager at the time, he was like, yo, let's push this record. You know, and I'm like, man.
That's still a cool concept, by the way.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I really didn't want to push. I didn't really feel comfortable pushing that record.
Okay.
I didn't really, you know what I mean? Because
you.
my family's so supportive. Like, my whole family is so supportive of what I do. So it's hard to go to your grandma and just, yo, grandma, this is what I've been working on. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I said,
let me bring her water.
You know what I'm saying? So I said, you know what, man, I'm gonna make a project, and I said, I'm not even gonna say, yo, I'm, you know, even promote the fact that I'm not cussing on this record. I just wanted to do it because I want to just make good music, man.
And I don't think you, and I don't want to give no one the false idea that you even promote that. Like I said, really, I just probably was studying it way deeper than really probably look into it way more than. But of course, I think the first thing is going to come across to somebody like, oh man, the dude could really, really spit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess the visuals behind you helped out a lot, and it didn't distract. Because sometimes kids can be doing videos and everything they got going on is a distraction away from the music and the lyrics.
Facts.
But the way your videos are made, I could really tune in to your words.
Oh, man.
And it just came across, like I said, it came across, a couple of things just came across like, okay, he's cool with showing his vulnerable side as far as women are concerned. The lifestyle of eating properly and educating people through his lyrics, which you don't get a lot of these days. And that kind of thing attracts me because I'm getting older now. And so I want a little more substance in my music. You know what I'm saying? So you see this young cat over here spitting substance and it gets your attention.
You know what it is, man? You know who really inspires me? The two people who really inspire me the most, number one is Pac, man. Pac is amazing. And it's like, really, I grew up just like it's funny. I grew up when I finally because I didn't grow up on these guys. When I finally discovered Biggie, I'm like, yo, he's the best ever. Jay-Z, he's the best ever. And I still feel that way, you know?
Right.
And I've always, I've always knew the singles. Like I knew Dear Mama and, of course, Get Around. But I never actually got to dive in and really listen to his discography. And, when I finally, I listened to, the first Pac album and then, Strictly for my, and then Me Against the World, man, I'm just like, yo, man, no matter how the media portrayed him, he oh my goodness, man, that's I can't even describe just how influential he was to me, just throughout this whole project and just as a solo artist and feeling like, yo, it's important to teach our youth and teach our kids, not just have fun, you know what I'm saying? But
so
also
what's the Quantrelle mission? Because it seems to me that you're trying to do the same thing. You're just not rapping for the sake of riddling, as Chuck D used to say. It seems every time I see one of your clips, it seems like there's a point in which you're spitting.
Man,
and I don't know if that's if it's on purpose. I'm just asking questions out of curiosity. I'm curious about the artist because, like I said, you're just a guy that on accident I found on Instagram
it's crazy,
and said,
man. It's crazy,
I like the way this guy is spitting. But every time I see a clip, it's purpose in it. The one that you did when you were sitting in the car. It's just this guy is trying to educate me, which can also be scary sometimes because sometimes when you're young, they just want something to turn up to, something they can get lit to. They may not be at a place where they're ready to get fed off the music.
And I try to
and I'm in a place where I like to be fed off the music.
Facts, right? And I get a lot of appreciation from that, just like the generation before me, of course. I think my main thing, I want to connect. And I don't want to just connect to my generation. I want to connect to your generation. I want to connect from ages 9 to 99. So, through my music, I try to show my layers because I'm not, we're not the same person every day. We have layers to who we are. So, of course, I try to educate. Of course, I try to inspire, but also I show that fun side to my music as well.
Again, I don't want to give people the idea
the wrong
that's
idea. Yeah.
Literally, I pick up all that from you. I'm a fun guy. I'm just a little more responsible. And I don't know if you're trying to be responsible, really, or trying to lead a new cause. And that may not be the case. This literally could be just the way that this guy is spitting.
I think
so it comes from a very genuine place. This is not a put on. This is not an act. This is not something we putting together with management and the whole nine because we think that this is the direction to go. This is what this guy really feels, and so this is the way he spit. And who knows? Next record or two, you could feel like, hey man, today I feel like cursing on this one. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't, because an artist goes through change. Let's go back to the homie from North Carolina, J. Cole. You listen to his first project to now, you see growth.
Completely
you
different.
see a child. And then you see a man who's growing up trying to figure out where he fits in the world.
Facts.
You understand what I'm saying?
Facts.
So Quantrelle has to go through the same stuff as well. Now, a lot of it we probably won't hear because he went through that with a group. So where he is now is maybe this is where he stays, but maybe he goes in another direction. Maybe one day he feels like saying something different that he's never said before, as far as language is concerned. But I like it. I don't know if I'm supposed to like it. I don't know if I was supposed to find you. I'm just a guy that was on Instagram. I like the way this guy is spitting. It appealed to me.
The universe is crazy, man. This universe is crazy. But you're right in line, man, with the way I think. It's like I make a conscious effort to rap with purpose. So it's hard for me to just I'm learning how to do that now. Of just yo, man, let me just rap just to rap, But I always try to make a conscious effort of what I'm saying and what
Now,
I'm saying to the world for sure.
how is that gonna? How do you get to that level that you really want to reach? And I know you're doing a lot right now, but everybody's dream is always to be on radio and all these kind of things. And your road is a different road because probably what you're doing, spitting wise, and even topic wise, is probably not aligned to what you might hear on mainstream radio stations. Not even mine. It's a little different. Have you thought about that, or is your concern is I'm just going to do it my way, and maybe everybody else has to catch up to me later?
I think it's a little bit of both, if you're being honest, because I do have records. Like, I don't know if you listen to the whole album, but I do have records. It's like, yo, I can hear this on the radio for sure, But I also have records like you said, like I'm being inspirational. So it's just like I'll continue to show to show my layers. So I can do a radio record that's like, oh man, this is fun. Let me listen to this guy's project. Oh man, yo, you see what he's saying? Sort of like what Pac did. If you think about, I Get Around, you think, oh man, this guy's just having fun. But you listen to these albums, you're like, oh man, Brenda's got a baby. Oh, Dear Mama, or Wonder Why They Call You. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, oh man, this is a conscious guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just, I love the radio. Don't get me wrong.
Mistake.
I love the radio now. We want all the radio play. You know what I'm saying? But we're also in the time, man. Like you said, man, it's crazy. Like how.
And I always tell cats, people worry about the wrong. Here's what I like about you too. You can't sit around waiting for this organism to jump all over what you're doing.
Facts.
You have to start your own parade.
Facts.
And hopefully everybody else comes aboard.
Facts.
But you have to start making your own. Like, for instance, you on tour. You doing your thing. Here you are. You ain't from Houston, but you in the city. You did a show last night.
Yeah, crazy.
And everyone likes to complain about, we live in a society where everybody think they're entitled. I'm entitled to radio because I live there, or because I just think I deserve it because I'm doper than this guy. I'm better than Migos. I'm better than Cardi B. And I should be getting this, that, this over the other. And then you got the other guy like you, like, I don't have time to worry about what Cardi and Migos got. Let me go out there and make my way so I can go city to city, town to town, do my shows and do what I love to do for the people.
Facts.
And I just think people wait too long for this thing where you don't need it. You use what you had to get to where you want to get to. And that's not to say that your road stops today. Like you said, I still want the radio and all this stuff right here. But until they catch up, let me be beating this pavement to make things happen. That's what I like about you. There's no complaints about what I ain't got. How about what can I do right now to get me to where I need to be?
It's crazy. It's like you realize exactly what.
Well, you're from North Carolina,
you
so
know what I mean?
a lot of this is making sense to me now. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. But like you said, man, it's all about building that foundation, man. Like, I still feel like we're in the embryo stage of like social media, so we don't even know where it's going. So it's like I said, man, I connected with you through social media,
which is crazy.
Which is crazy. I think artists today, and it could just be me through just my experience, man. But it's like you can be on the radio all day, but if nobody knows who you are. If you're not, connecting.
And I try to tell people, if you connect, there's like, people love to talk about this artist and this artist. Let me throw another artist out there, for instance, Chance. How many songs did Chance really have on the radio?
Yeah.
Not that many. One?
Maybe.
And here he is giving the city $1 million checks.
Crazy.
So maybe what you need to do is watch your grind, watch your hustle, and maybe you need to, redo some things and quit worrying about this. I think when you got a strong team, you put together a strong team.
Like I have the best team in the world, by the way.
You know what I'm saying?
Just to let y'all know that. Yeah,
That means he ain't paying y'all today. No, but you get you a strong team that believes in your vision and what you want to do, and we just going for it. And you put everything into it. I think you get something out of it.
Man,
I really do. Now, we had said anything about where your music is at, where it's available, how people can get it.
Yo, man.
We need to attach some stuff to our video, too, so we can make sure that
you can get the music on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, SoundCloud, YouTube, Deezer, every social media platform you can find the music, everywhere.
And how many records in are we at this point?
Man, I got a lot in the vault, but out we have one project, Nobody's Looking, and then we also have
which is available now,
Spotify, Apple Music, and records we got, man, I'm always throwing out freestyles, man. Like you know that's like a fun thing for me to do.
I see you doing that too.
Yeah, it's always a fun thing for me to do, to hop on somebody's beat. I just did the Drake Nights for What, and it's been going up. Yeah, it's been going up. Yeah.
I'm just enjoying watching your ride, man. It's really cool to meet you. Like I said, I totally didn't know who you were. I stumbled upon. I think it's cool when you discover somebody who you that interests you for whatever reason. Like I said, the way you was spitting, and you cold blooded with the flow, bruh.
Oh man,
I mean, ain't no, there's a difference when I was rapping and what you doing. There's a huge difference, but you really spitting, and that's what gets you. That's what really, for real, that's what gets your attention, man. And so I don't usually do this, and here's why I do it, because I want to see somebody like you blow and make it. I have an interest in seeing that, because I think you bring something unique and positive to the world, and there's not a lot of that. We get a lot of the other stuff. So if there's ways to sneak in the guy that's really grinding, really doing it, really positive, really ain't on that negative stuff, you really want to see that guy make it. You have an interest in it. It's like Chance the Rapper. You kind of like, man, I hope he makes it, That's the way I feel about Quan. I'm like, man, I really hope that guy makes it. So I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? So I really do, man. So I want everybody that's seeing this, whatever, go get the music, go listen to the music, see what it's all about for themselves. What should we all take away from Quantrelle? What when they listen to the music, what should we take away from this, brother?
Man, I want you to listen to Quantrelle, man. I want you to feel inspired. I want you to feel like, man, I learned something, but I also want you to feel like, man, I'm not the only one going through this. Because I think at a time, man, we feel alone, man. We feel alone, and that's why I feel like vulnerability creates the best art, because it makes.
There was a time where you couldn't be vulnerable in rap. It was all about male bravado.
Exactly.
I'm hard.
Yeah.
I ain't never sensitive.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm always thugging out.
Exactly.
I treat a woman like this.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't shed tears.
Yeah.
I make the songs cry.
Yeah.
Because you ain't getting it out of me. I think it's cool we got to a place now where, women and dudes, because the truth of the matter is we all go through these cycles of ups and downs, lows and highs. And that's what real life is.
It's real life, yeah.
And it's cool when an artist has the ability to flex muscle skillfully in a way where he or she can showcase a little vulnerable side.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is hard to do, too, and still be spitting.
Well, it's tough, man, because you feel like you reveal so
Too much.
You reveal so much of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when you play records, you're like, man, I feel kind of awkward. But, I feel like, man, like I said, man, if I can help one person, I feel like I did my job. You know what I'm saying? If I can help one person with this record, if I save one person's life, you know what I mean? Then I feel like I serve my purpose. You know what I mean?
I feel like, what, here's my last question to you. I want to ask this from Dave, because I wonder if Quantrelle is his real name. So I feel like it is. Why go with your name? So why no rap name? MCQ, whatever.
Oh, man, it's so funny, man. Ever since I was young, I was like, man, I want a cool rap name. You know what I mean? I always searched for that since I was like 8 years old. Like, so I went through like Lil Skipper. I went through like Spoons. That was my nickname at the time. Then I went with Q Dot when I was in the group. I still go by Q Dot a little bit.
Q Dot's nice.
But I said, man, like, if I'm the same person behind the mic that I am on stage, that I am everywhere, why not go with my real name? Why not go with my real name? And it was just like, I just kind of just did it. You know what I mean? It wasn't even like a conscious thing. I was just like, I'm Quantrelle. That's what it is. So once I left the group and I came back, it was just like, this is me, because I feel like in my songs I'm giving you all of me. You know what I mean?
So I might as well go with
might as well go with who I am.
Yeah. I like it, man.
Yeah.
You gonna be all right, bro.
Man, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Nah,
I appreciate
NC
that,
forever,
man.
Baby.
NC, man. Like
H-Town living.
I didn't even know that, man. But I feel like, last night was so crazy.
Oh, how was the show? I didn't even ask you about that. How was the show?
Man, it was amazing, man. It was amazing. Man. I think I'm in love with Houston, man. I think I'm in love with Houston.
Well,
man.
your manager, half the management team is here, man.
You know what I mean?
Come on through. Yeah. I know y'all was complaining about the heat. You get used to it.
Oh, man, it's hot. As soon as we got off the plane, we felt it, man. But, man, just the energy is crazy, man. And just like, I dropped Zero Mo City Don.
Oh, yeah, you can always drop
that.
So
you know what I mean? It was a test because he's always playing that record.
Yeah.
And I said, let me see if this is really how it is, man. They just like, I played like 40 seconds of it and they still.
They know the words.
Yeah, you know
Grandmama
what I mean?
know it. the grandbabies. It's that record, believe it or not, as what it is, Nothing But Love for Zero. It is a family affair. You play that out. You play that at the picnic, and everybody is singing dirty versions
that's crazy.
and all.
I love that, man. I love how just there's like a culture here, and it's like you're proud of it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
no
saying?
doubt, no doubt,
for sure.
no doubt, man.
Amazing last night, man. I can't wait to come back.
All right, we hope to see you again. Oh, they got it, so they can follow you because we didn't see
Yo,
that.
yeah. Make sure you follow me on
All the
Instagram, man, at Quantrelle Coakley. You're gonna do the little pop up.
man.
Yeah, Quantrelle Coakley. Man, Twitter, Quan Coakley.
You directing the video now.
Yeah,
right?
you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna need my pop up.
Yeah.
Push this button right here. You can go buy the music. Or go listen on Spotify. Right there.
Yeah, man. Spotify,
right there.
Apple Music, man. Go stream that. Nobody's looking, man. It's out right now. It's everywhere. YouTube, everywhere, man. Make sure you go get that. Nobody's looking.